ball's flicked on and hang on. Mainz score the first goal. Lee's cross, and he Simon's there, and they have a second goal. And this is unbelievable. Heartbreak. They had to win here at home to Mainz. They couldn't find a win. Bayern and not Dortmund are champions.
Just everything kind of felt, I felt numb, to be honest. I felt numb, and then when they all started saying my name, like, the tears just started flowing out of me, to be honest. I was just heartbroken.
I had 3 amazing years at Dortmund, and obviously the player that I am now is because of those years, because of those experiences that I've had.
Jude will be world champion with England. He will win the Champions League. Jude will be in the history of football. And he was made a little bit here, and I'm proud of it.
It's one of those cities that are built around the football team. You know, everything in the city is black and yellow. The people are very working class and industrial city. It reminded me a lot of Birmingham in some sense, which gave me a bit of a connection to the city and the people of the city, and you know what the club means to them.
We're here for the last game of the season. And if they win, they win the league first time in 12 years.
Might be the last time I step out here as a home player.
Judebellingham, stay in Dortmund. Stay in Dortmund.
At the start of the season, playing at home, last game of the season, if you win, that's it. They would snap your hands off.
The atmosphere around the city, there's always a big sort of game day atmosphere, but I think it's a little bit different today. I think you can feel a little bit of tension.
I've missed the last 2 games because of the problems I've had with my knee. And I was in good nick this week. I think the last 2 weeks have been a little bit political with everything that could happen in the summer, and there was a bit of pressure perhaps not to play, and I wasn't called upon today.
The transfer to Madrid's been announced today for the presentation and the signing tomorrow.
Jobe's about to interview me.
Apparently. So we'll see how it goes.
So, sacked. So, you were a 4-year-old when the last Englishman played for Real Madrid in 2007. What are the earliest memories of Real Madrid?
I always remember watching Revista de la Liga. Remember that?
Which match are you most excited to play?
I think the Clásicos, obviously. But any match at the Bernabeu, really, in the Champions League, I think is going to be special.
What would be your favourite moment from Real Madrid in the Champions League?
Looking back before my time, I'd say Zidane's volley. Since I've been alive, I'd probably say the one against Atletico when Ramos equalised with the header late, and then they won 4-1 in extra time. Thanks for your time. You're good at that.
Hola todos and hola madridistas. I just want to say thank you everyone in the room and everyone watching online for joining me for the proudest day of my life. My speech, there was nerves, but as soon as I got up there and seeing my dad smile, my mum filming, and my brother, who actually looked quite mardy, I said to him after what was up, he's just like, I'm so focused on what you wanted to say. And you think like, well then, why am I worried? And finally, Hala Madrid.
The transfer to Madrid's been announced today for the presentation and the signing tomorrow.
Joe's about to interview me.
Apparently. So we'll see how it goes.
So, sacked. So, you were a 4-year-old when the last Englishman played for Real Madrid in 2007. What are the earliest memories of Real Madrid?
I always remember watching Revista de la Liga. Remember that?
Which match are you most excited to play?
I think the Clásicos, obviously. But any match at the Bernabeu, really, in the Champions League, I think is going to be special.
What would be your favourite moment from Real Madrid in the Champions League?
Arrogant a lot. There's too much negativity anyway. I need to be confident. Someone has to believe in me, you know? But off the pitch, I feel like I'm a really normal guy.
It's amazing to carry on the legacy, hopefully, of one of my favourite players. So, yeah, amazing.
I'm not coming here trying to be Zinedine Zidane. He was amazing. I'm trying to be Judebellingham, who continues the legacy of the number 5.
Real Madrid and the Champions League are synonymous, really. It's just a special feeling going into those games that they can't be beaten. I always felt that watching as a fan and now as a player. It's like a force field that the Bernabeu is, where you feel like whoever comes there, they won't beat us. The history of the club almost rubs off on the players when they sign, and you understand how important it is that when you play for this club, you represent the people and the players that have come before you. There's a lot of pressure to win it as well. They say if you haven't won the Champions League yet as a Real Madrid player, you're not really a Real Madrid player. So you're looking around the change room and players have 5 or 6 or whatever it was, and you have some players who've won them with other clubs, and you're kind of sat there with never been past the quarterfinals.
Why are you doing that? You know that embarrasses me as well, though. Yeah, but that's my. That is so embarrassing for me.
Maybe if Jude learned how to cook and drive, then Mum could come back and live with me. But no, he's useless, so I'll have to make do, won't I? So.
Training with the Madrid squad for the first time was a little bit surreal. You know, these are players that I've used on FIFA. Playing with those guys just takes your whole game to another level. It makes you understand the game better, makes you feel like you belong.
Such a good relationship between everyone. They're down to earth, and despite what they've won and what they've achieved, and they've welcomed me with open arms and want to get me involved in everything. And it's the same for me. I've just thought, why not throw myself at it?
It was difficult at the start of the season. Obviously, as a Real Madrid player, you're just desperate to play at the Bernabeu. First 3 games were away from home because of the construction.
It's the first weekend of the season in La Liga. Judebellingham, he will make his debut today.
Surreal, you know, you look down or you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror just before you go out, and you see yourself in the beautiful all white kit, and you just feel like the best connection on it, and in the end it's kind of hit perfectly into the ground, lofted over. I don't take for granted what it means to be going to play for England, and it helps going in with good form as well. It means that, you know, I'm confident and I can go in and just play my game really the same way I've been playing it here in Madrid.
The start of this season, we hadn't qualified. We'd had a bit of a tough group, actually. A couple of the ones that are like dark horse ones where the games can be quite tough. One of those games, it wasn't a disaster, but also wasn't amazing. Of course, you have to listen to the media and all the people talk about how poor we were and how bad England are and how we've got no chance of the Euros. And I think that fueled the team as well, because it was a big game. The next one, Scotland, it's a friendly, but it's never really a friendly, is it? I remember doing a few chops on the left-hand side and setting one for Phil, who crossed it in, and had a little bit of a mix-up at the back. The ball dropped to me and it was, wheeled away and done my celebration in front of the England fans at Hampden. It's like, what more can you want as an England player? All of a sudden, after that one, we went back from being the worst team in the world to the Euro favourites again, so that's always enjoyable as well.
Great win for the boys, and now it's back to Madrid, Champions League time.
Because it was my first game there as well, it was extra special and it was extra loud, and it was just a great day. Never forget it, ever.
Stressful, but it couldn't have ended better. Pues! Vamos!
Ooh. Football first grabbed me when I think I was about 7. My dad would take me to a lot of his games and a lot of the coaching sessions that he used to do, and it just didn't really appeal to me. During the games when the other kids was playing, I was trying to make little daisy chains for my mum. I remember my dad looking at me just thinking, God, what a waste of space this kid is, by the way. I remember just starting to go and starting to think, God, I'll kick it around a bit. My mum was upset because she stopped getting daisy chains, but after that, I just really wanted to play.
This is the way to score. Go on, Jude!
Then I remember scoring a lot of goals.
I'm Judebellingham, I'm a striker.
I was a horrible loser though. Still not great now, and then it became just everything. When it grabs you, it's something really special. That's the effect that football's had on my life in general, really.
And to think that little kid is now playing for England blows my mind. I just thought, why not throw myself at it?
It was difficult, the start of the season. Obviously, as a Real Madrid player, you're just desperate to play at the Bernabeu. First 3 games were away from home because of the construction.
Judebellingham, he will make his debut today.
You look down or you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror just before you go out and you see yourself in the beautiful all white kit and you just feel like... the best connection on it, and in the end it's kind of hit perfectly into the ground, lofted over. Score against an opposition, you're not doing it to provoke them, you're just doing it because you're happy that you've scored. And I remember a couple of their players from Overton saying like, oh, you can't do that here, you can't do that here, and yeah, I've not listened, so yeah, I'll probably keep doing it. Getting ready for the game, and I was watching Joe play. Like, I remember I was actually brushing my teeth at the time. I'm like, gone on the scores app and he has scored again, and I'm like shaking. I'm like in shock that he scored twice. And then I'll never forget, as we're coming out, Ancelotti goes to me, he goes, no, we bought the wrong one. And I'm like, are you joking? I says, no, seriously, I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to bring him in. I says, well, where are you going to play him? He says, in your position? I was like, that. And then finally kind of give me a little smirk and my heart just drops, and I thought, okay, fine. And I'm like, God, no pressure for today.
Clips that back to Valverde. Bellingham with a chance, and it's in.
When I first saw Bellingham 5, it will live with me forever.
It's amazing to carry on the legacy, hopefully, of one of my favourite players. So yeah, amazing.
I'm not coming here trying to be Zinedine Zidane. He was amazing. I'm trying to be Jude Bellingham, who continues the legacy of the number 5.
Enjoy.
Hola todos and hola Madridistas. I just want to say thank you everyone in the room and everyone watching online for joining me for the proudest day of my life.
My speech, there was nerves, but as soon as I got up there and seeing my dad smile, my mum filming, and my brother, who actually looked quite mardy, I said to him after what was up, he's just like, I'm so focused on what you wanted to say. And you think like, well then, why am I worried?
And finally, Hala Madrid.
This way.
Everyone says, oh, it's a heavy shirt, and it just felt so light on me. I felt like just, this is meant to be. In that moment, there's a sense of, like, not completion, there's still a lot to do, but I'm very close to it.
The first derby of the season was difficult. We'd won all the games heading into the game against Atletico, and yeah, it was difficult. I think everyone's pride takes hit, you know, in derby games when we were playing so well, winning so many games, you expect to go there and win, and then when you don't, you almost feel a little bit embarrassed because you'd built all this form in the games that maybe weren't as tough, and you feel like, oh, the first tough game you play, you've kind of fell at the hurdle. It's so important. Failure is in football, and losing, it's such a big factor in picking yourself up, not only because you make tweaks tactically in terms of football side, but the mental side as well. You know, I always feel like I hate losing more than I enjoy winning.
Lays it off to Bellingham. Bellingham shoots and scores. He's done it again. It's usually a late one. This time it's come early. Just 8 minutes up. Back to Bellingham. This could be 2.